Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Aditya Sharma HD. So today let's know about the Sri Lankan economic crisis. This was a very huge crisis. Let's know the reasons, effects and main causes. So in this video we'll know about the Sri Lankan economic crisis. So let's start our video. So you can all subscribe, as according to the data of YouTube 94% of the people have not subscribed, so I request all of you to please subscribe. So let's begin our video. So Sri Lanka economics crisis started when actually the COVID started, because in Sri Lanka the major source of income is only tourism. Sri Lanka is a tourist country. It doesn't have many natural resources, so it's almost 13 to 14% of GDP comes from only tourism. That is a huge number, because the tourists come to Sri Lanka and visit. A main event which happened was that the economic crisis started. The main event which happened was again that the bombings took place in China. Many bombings took place in almost 269 people dead. So in which 45 were foreign nations people. So this made them not to go to Sri Lanka unless it is secure. And there also Muslim Sri Lankan riots took place again, because 8 people who caused the bombing were of Muslim terrorist group. So then what happened is, the main thing was that the Sri Lankan president Gotabaya Rajapaksa came to power by winning the elections in 2019. So what he did that he will bring organic farming and all. So the main is again the main, as you can see, this is Gotabaya Rajapaksa. As you can see, the main thing is China has a lots and lots of depth. Sorry, it has lot of debt, because it took so many loans from China that it could not repay it all, and it is asking IMF and India for some money because it doesn't have money. And do you know that almost the prices of rice went up to 500 in Sri Lankan rupees? That is huge, almost around 100 or 150 Indian rupees. So yeah, it was a huge thing which took place. And the rice got very costly. Milk powder almost 270 Sri Lankan rupees. That was very high. Petrol and diesel were not there, and even the exams did not happen because they had no paper. No newspaper was coming. The printing had been lessened because again there was no paper, and they could not import anything. They did not have money, so it had a lot of debt, and it took a lot of loan from China. Now it is asking for help. Now the value of $1 to Sri Lankan rupees 367.7 as on December 8th of 2022. That's a huge number, because Sri Lanka needs to come out of it. So next thing, the major thing which happened was COVID-19 came. COVID-19 was very important cause, because as you know, in Sri Lanka the main thing is tourism, and the lockdown happened. No people came to visit to Sri Lanka, and again it lessened. And another thing which happened was Gotabaya Rajapaksa, what he did was, the main thing, he introduced organic farming, and also he reduced 50% of VAT, so that Sri Lankan economy will grow rapidly. But again that backfired, because COVID-19 crisis came, and as I was talking, the fertilizers got banned, fertilizers which were importing. So they thought that organic farming is important, and the imports will reduce. But again that also backfired, because almost 20 to 30% of food was grown less than when it was with using fertilizers. So it made a huge problem for Sri Lanka. And also another thing which happened was Sri Lanka did not have money to pay their debts and debt, sorry. And then so they were also importing food. They did not even have money to get food. So many Sri Lankan people were telling that they did not have even food to eat. All if you let's take an example. If you had 30,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees of your spendings per month, it would have been increased to almost 80,000, 90,000 and 1 lakh Sri Lankan rupees. That would huge, and people would suffer in losses. People and many people did not have food to eat. So again they went on streets to protest, and curfew, they imposed curfew. So as they imposed curfew, now people did come out, and again the same problem happened with Sri Lanka. The decisions were very not so good, and they even privatized a new port which they built by taking $1.3 billion loan from China. And in a Chinese company bought it, they gave 70% of the shareholding to it and 99 years of lease. So that was a huge point, and Sri Lanka is struggling now also, and it's not having enough debts to repay. And Sri Lanka's Prime Minister Mahendra Rajapaksa resigned almost 3 to 4 months ago because he was not able to recover, and many people were going their house to to protest to get their rights. And even the emergency was declared. The national emergency was declared from Sri Lanka. It was a huge thing, and almost they expected that almost some 1,000 to 2,000 refugees came from Sri Lanka to Tamil Nadu by giving a lots of money. This caused, and now they are in India, and India is also giving some money to them to recover. So now Sri Lanka is in a bit better state than it was. So let's see what happened. And this was the video about Sri Lanka economic crisis. Share, like, and subscribe. You can tell on what topic you want the next video to. Bye bye.